Do not stare at Happy Fun Ball. All right. Hope everybody's having a good one. Oh no, I lost a couple of people. All right, well, that's not good. Well, let's go ahead and get into this. Welcome back to Sin's Arcade. Welcome back to our Caturday chill stream in City Skylines on PlayStation 4. It's the early morning of July 31st, 2039 in Hydra City. Well, it says it's 2:30 in the morning. It looks awfully bright for 2:30 in the morning. I don't know what happened there. All right. So when we last episode, we were putting in or continuing to work on some of the things around the city, and building onto Radish Ranch. Excuse me, my apologies. Radish Ranch, and that. So we're gonna look through that today. We're just looking through some of the highlights of the Hydra City. Waiting for people to kind of shuffle in here. Today's stream will probably run for about 2 hours or so, as they usually do. I do want to apologize for anybody who is following our Boreal City due to that weird bug that I had with the landfill, and then having to take copious usage of the Natural Disasters DLC from the ground. That was pretty fun. If you guys have missed that, by all means go back and check out that recent episode of City Skylines. And that's not the end of Boreal. We will be returning to that process eventually, but I've got to slow some things down a bit. This is starting to get clogged over here, but there's a lot of people in here. All right, so let's pull this back out. We're out by Radish Ranch. That is the. We need to give this a name, by the way. This is the inner city bus station, and man, it is very quite busy. Very busy. That is an awful lot of people funneling out. So maybe I can kind of redesign this a bit too. That's something that we could potentially look at. I did put a poll up. We're going to continue to work on how this is structured so it's more efficient, I guess. Taking advantage of the large farming land that we have to build up Radish Ranch, which is currently level 4 farm already. Wow, that's quite nice. Quite nice indeed. In fact, let's figure out what we need on that. So let's go ahead and pop over here. Click on this. So our weekly production right now, we are, wow, mass producing most of it, looks like. So our import is only 837, but we are acquiring 1,742 tons of farming products. Of that is crops, animal products, and that gets turned into animal products and flour. Animal products, presumably that's what we're feeding to. Feeding to them. What is going on? Why is this not wanting to run? There we go. Sorry about that. Hey guys. Excellent. Hail Hydra all the way. Hiya. All right. Nerosi Gaming. Hey, Sin in chat. Thanks, Nerosi. Guys, appreciate it. Maxi Bloke. Hey, Sin. Sorry I'm late. It's Nerosi's fault. I know. It's always Nerosi. It's always Nerosi. That's the blame. That's the story you're giving. Is that the story you gave last time, too, I think? Pretty sure. So it looks like we're doing pretty decently as far as the money going out. And I'm quite happy with the way that this interchange. I've got to work on the pedestrian pathways around it because it is a highway. But I think it works very well. Upkeep of 4,950 per week. But we are bringing in, what is that? Presumably, so 46 plus 36 is what? 72. No, 82. 84, excuse me. Plus another 1,500 is 95. Does that kind of match? Hold on, let's take a look. Oh, wrong one. Right here. Farming. Well, yeah, that's not what I was thinking at all. So that shows only... Oh, 15.5. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it does. So it matches. Pretty sure, right? Man, no, I just screwed my math up in my head. So either way, the warehouses and unique, that's what's driving a lot of money right there. But we're still towing the line as far as income right now. I don't know where the big drop came in from. But we're doing pretty decently. All right, so going back and looking at Radish Ranch again. There it is. Go back. I don't know what the current question is, but my answer is always burn it all. Of course it is, Maxi Bloke. All right, so we're trying to figure out, oh, I guess maybe we don't have to do anything. I know we need one more workers, it says, but our productivity, even with what we've got right now, we're getting ready to hit. So we're getting 2,000 profit. I'm not sure that we need to. I'm not sure. Well, that increases the building's upkeep and the output. Increases storage capacity of extractors and processing buildings by 20%. Increases upkeep cost by an additional 10%. I'm not sure that that's worth the trade-off, technically. We'll play it by ear. So we've already been able to get to level 4 with what we've got, and we're eclipsing or getting ready to hit level 5. And we really don't have anything. Remember, so what we have here is, oh, well, me falling through the ground, too. That kind of happens. I forgot about that. Let's try this way. Let's try it. Let's try it again. Oh, man, I'm one of you. Look, so we found the Apple Store. This is the Apple Store here. Followed by the government agencies. I'm glad that we put City Hall right here, where anybody could stop by and visit their congressman. How you doing, Congressman? Oh, all right. Senator, sorry. And we have the Republicans. I guess you guys are all supporters, right? I think so. Yeah. Oh, look at those guys walking. How you doing? How you doing over here? Oh, all right. Ooh. Got milk? I don't know. I don't know. So many slogans, so little time. Let's go here. Milking parlor, not enough raw materials. That's what I've been saying. Oh, wait, there we go. I guess the mommies showed up. Somebody call those mommies. There they are. Now, this is very ethical, mind you. We run an ethical business here in Radish Ranch. All of these cows have been milked responsibly and properly. We showed them a lot of care and effort. Gave them a little bit of love, a reach around, and we just were very nice about it. Kisses, very tight, or very light and tender kisses, gives you the best milk. And that comment is absolutely cursed. I don't even know why that came out of my mouth. There's so many jokes. I'm gonna shut up right now. So this is Radish Ranch. has its own uh, trash facility and sorry, and sewage treatment facility plant right nearby. So it's not too bad. But we open up into, and I've got to do I still have to do the decorating over here to clean this up. Um, Three beautiful vertical farms. My goodness gracious, what am I? Oh, it's connecting to the solar tower. That's why. So we have these here. These are all vertical farms. I like how they have some of the split parts. Let me see if I can get close enough without having to change to the bird. Probably not. Come on. Sorry about the weird swings. So I like how some areas are greenhoused in and some aren't. And this part is, if anybody's interested, is in the parks, and it's in one of the content creator packs. What is that? The Mr. Modern, I think? Is that what it says? Yeah. Hey, Christy! Welcome. Thank you for coming by. Appreciate it. So it's a good farming complex here. Over here we have, let's see, what is this? Pears. And then we have oranges and apples, cotton, and wheat, cotton, potatoes, boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew, wheat, corn, greenhouses. You know what we grow in the greenhouses, right? Nip, nip, baby. We get only the finest nip, nip from Maxi Bloke Pharmaceuticals. Narosi, aren't you also a board member of Maxi Bloke Pharmaceuticals? I think. Hey guys, can you actually hear any of the music that I have playing in the background? I'm curious, because if not, if it is, then this entire stream is gonna get demonetized, or future demonetized, because I still don't make any money yet. But can anybody else hear that? Sorry about that. I need to move the microphone. All right. Dude, just giggling doesn't really answer the question, though. So maybe it does. I think Narosi just incriminated herself. We don't know anything. Nobody knows anything. We don't know nothing. It's quiet, but yeah, it's there. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. That tells me everything I need to know. All right, well, all of this got wasted. Well, I mean, you know what I mean. That was a stupidity on my part, on my behalf. Trying to keep it so that nobody else could hear it. A whiskey in the jarro. So, well, because I'm currently playing the game with, like, it's on audio. I'm on PC, so I just turned the audio louder to hear it. Oh, really? Okay. Well, yeah, probably, but, I mean, it should not have been picking up. And it might have been because of my gain. I just turned the gain down a little bit too, so it's not hitting the high mark on here. How is that as far as the audio compared to? It's like 2% of your voice. That doesn't matter, Xlen. That's 2% enough to probably get dinged. Right? I'm just calling it like it is. And it won't happen until after until it transcodes to a video on demand. If it's too dark, also, please, guys, let me know. For this time, I did re-enable, excuse me, the weather and the day and night. But man, that is really pretty. Look at that. That's a nice picture right there. That's very pretty, in my opinion. I think it looks nice. So, let's take away from Radish Ranch for a bit. And we're going to follow, what is this, a hearse? Of course it is. Let's not follow the hearse. This is Catherine Phillips, who's the coordinator of the Organic Food Market, and she resides at the Orchard residence. She's driving home. Let's follow her like a great stalker. Wait, what? Wait, are we talking about City Skylines music or something else? Oh, wait, you could hear City Skylines music only? That's all you guys could hear? Because I had other music playing on my Chromebook that I thought only I could hear. I did a couple of tests to make sure that the microphone was not picking it up, but so you were only hearing the City Skylines music. Oh, that changes a little bit here. Okay, okay. I can get down with that. Get down with my bad self a little bit. I don't. There we go. There we go. Let's try this. And now this is probably not going to be very good if it's dark, dirt. It's so dirt. But look at that aurora. Look at that. That's cool. It almost looks like the apocalypse that Christy witnessed. And anybody else did. Oh, look at that. Look at that. At this point, we don't even care if she gets home. I think I care, but she's driving so slow. And this is the normal speed. Alright, so I put the music back on. Sunset and Aurora, yeah. So I put the music back on. If you can hear any actual lyrics to anything, then yeah, it's not, then that's not it. But if you only hear the music from City Skylines, and I'm only using the bass music for City Skylines. Oh, good job. Parked. Nice. Well, you have a good night there, Kathleen. If it's too dark, let me know. But this is what it looks like so far. There we go. How about that? Now that's a really good picture. See if I move it over this way just a bit. There. Dang, that's a snap. Good job. So pretty. Alright, let's go take a look at everything else. Actually, I'm sorry, I need to have it brighter. And I don't feel like it plays well if I have it like that. So, close your eyes for a second. Turn the volume up to 40% on my desktop. Speakers only hear your voice and the game. Nice. I think I found a hack. Found a hack for myself. Okay, so we're gonna leave dynamic weather on, but we're gonna turn the day-night cycle off. As soon as I hit the circle button, it's gonna be bright. So watch your eyes. In 3, 2, 1. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look and see if there's any issues. Something burnt down over here in Hemlock ore. Yeah, if I go 100%, my neighbors will hear you, and they're like 100 meters away. I'm glad I read that as 100 meters, not 100 miles. Although that would have been even funnier. That's just me, though. My name is Mud. How is your Saturday treating you guys so far today? Block ore has got a lot of business missing. The amazing Braden Square. We're going to take a look at traffic here in just a moment as well. Garland Oil seems to have taken a pretty substantial hit as far as workers are concerned. Hopefully that'll budget or figure itself out. We've got a lot of demand still for residential and about half demand for commercial. So I'm going to start putting in some residential here pretty soon. Traffic looks fairly decent across the board, but I'm going to take a look at the better scope here momentarily. The highway's not clogged, so that's good. Sunset Hills. We can still expand into Sunset Hills without going too grid-like anymore in this central area. I still want to add in some trees, but we just actually got some cool new creator content trees for free from the base game. Yeah, well, here in the real world, we use a SI system, not baseball fields, per truck to measure distance. Scream of American Eagle in the background. Or something, right? Is that what you were trying to get at? Yeah. Uh-huh. What'd you say? Ooh, what'd you say? Alright, anyway. So, um, I don't know. I am thinking maybe that's an awfully large circle there. Let's see what this looks like from doing it this way. Zzz. Oh, it helps if I have, yeah, best laid plans and I'll send. Good job. Actually, you know what? Let's do it that way. Inside the helium with an aluminum baseball bat. My name is Mud. And then I'll clean it up here with a smaller brush in just a moment. But, yeah. How does that look? Whoa, that looks cool. I like that. That's a good mix. Maybe if I took out some more of those red and put in some additional other breakaway plants, but that looks pretty nice, I think. Walter White. Walter White. Oh, somebody call Jesse. All right, what do these look like? How does this look? Bear. Let's go up just a bit. How does this look? What do you guys think? You think this is? I mean, I can thin it out a little bit, but what do you guys think? Do you think this is acceptable? Do you think it's too red? Do you think I need to pepper it up a bit and add in some other bits? Should I leave it as dense as it is and then just fence it off? Alright, I don't like this congestion point right there. Sorry, let me fly over here so I can keep an eye on it. This is getting clogged pretty fast. I'm gonna have to make that a 3-lane. Although this is 3-lane. This highway is 3-lane, isn't it? Yeah, why is that not? Oh, that is 4 there and 4 here. What am I doing? Anyway, sorry. Half of this game, once you get in further into City Skylines, becomes a traffic manager simulator. Even more than, I mean, there's not as much city simulation as there is in SimCity. Right? In SimCity 4, for example, there's a lot more city management, so to speak. Like, you have advisors that you work with who give you more leeway or more insight into helping build your city up correct, even though the games are slightly different in many ways. Is it going to be only used as industry or as a forest? Well, this is just off of the highway. The reason why you want to put trees around the highway, in addition to these sound walls, sound retaining walls, is just for that purpose. But I mean, I think not even just for sound dampening, but more just for the beauty that goes along with it. Unfortunately, like try that again. 4th time, Sin, you can get it. So there's a line tree tool that you can have a mod on PC, but unfortunately, as I'm playing on console, on PlayStation, I don't have access to such a mod. So I would have to painstakingly go through and add like a row of trees in between the highway, the different highway branches, so to speak, right? Or something along those lines. But, you know, this helps dampen the sounds significantly for the highway for this community over here in Sunset Hills, for example. Right? They're not going to hear as much of the highway sounds, just not because of the walls, but also because of the trees, and it dampens all of it down. They come to snub the rooster again. Again. I told you. Yeah, here comes the rooster. Cock-a-doodle-doo. So let's come over here really quick and see how Shovel Technical Campus is dealing. So, see, this one doesn't. Oh wait, okay. So we're level 3, reputation level, rep renown. Tuition fees are down. Is that what that means? In danger. Expenses to 35,000. We are hemorrhaging money. Only because I kind of went on the back burner, so I got to continue working on that. I'm still thinking that it's probably a good idea if we bring the campus. Man, look at all that pollution. Ooh, Nelly, that's not good. I don't like all. We're gonna have to make an effort to kind of clean this up a lot too. In fact, I think we can do some of that now. We've got enough money. Let's see, without going super overboard here. So what I'm going to use is this floating garbage collector. It costs $50,000 initial cost. Has an upkeep of 1,100 money, $1,100 per week. But it has zero pollution. It sucks up and holds on to the pollution so it can be pulled out. Has a little bit of noise pollution of 10, but an operating rate of 50,000 cubic meters per week. So, and it doesn't require any electricity that I know of. So we're going to see if we can kind of squeeze some of these in over here to kind of dampen down. I mean, unfortunately, all the water that's going around, because I have not bought this additional adjacent tile, will continue to let that flow through. But because there is so much of the garbage and water treatment facilities over here, especially recycling centers, along with an outburst for our sewage, it'd be better off if we actually kind of cleaned as much of this up as possible. It's only responsible that we have more than enough money. We should be able to be doing those things anyway. And that's something that I'm hoping that there'll be, like, I would like to see advisors or something like that in City Skylines 2, along akin, kind of to SimCity 4, that kind of leads you in that point, like an additional to the Green Cities DLC, right? If your Green Cities is going to be part of the base game, so to speak, going forward in the sequel, then I would hope that you're going to have a lot more initiatives that you can put down or in place, maybe policies or something along those lines, leading you to kind of be more sustainable for the city, to make sure that you're not as, it's not as polluted or dangerous going forward. Maybe that's wishful thinking on my behalf. Maybe I just wish that humans themselves would actually get that in play. I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? Alright, so I'm putting these down. That's awfully loud, but this is an industrial area, right? The only loud portion it's going to be is anybody who is walking near this area here. But again, these are nowhere near as loud as these pumps, these recycle centers, the landfill. Hey, Delta 1? Yo, Sin in chat? So, we'll see how that plays out in a bit. Because there's an awful lot of pollution here. Hopefully that'll clean up some of that water to allow it to continue to go downstream here. Because honestly, I don't like all this water, this dirty, nasty, poo-poo water, right? Over here on the other side of the campus. I mean, if you were walking over here along this path, and you're thinking of yourself, wow, man, I got these midterms I got to get done. Or maybe you're flying as a bird. I don't know. I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to kink shame. But you're flying along and like, what is that? That doesn't smell like midterms. Doesn't smell like college angst. It smells like Shiza. What is in that water? Yeah, so I don't like that. I think it's more responsible. We make enough money right now. We have the moral obligation and responsibility to clean up nature as much as possible. Regrettably, the inland power plants or inland water treatment plants, like this one, for example, the Eco Advanced Inland Water Treatment Plant. It does really well as far as extending your water services for treating. Please don't kink shame my bird life. I am kink shaming anybody, man. We don't do that in Hydra City. That's not how we roll. We don't do that. So we're gonna see how that works. And I think we'll probably put a couple more in here to kind of clean it up. Because if we're gonna buy additional, like this one is really close, right? And if we're gonna try to build into this, like I think we have more than enough farmland. So what's in here? Hold on a second. Hold on just a moment, Billy. There's a highway or the yeah highway. This is all farming as well, so we really don't need that because I think we all you guys all voted for this area, which is now Radish Ranch. Birds, birds ain't real, man. Burbs, all the burbs. All right, sorry. Bring out your dad. Bring out your dad. Walking the mile. All right, so we're gonna have to clean out this symmetry. Sound of silence. Thank you. All right. Anyway, so, oh no. Hey, Radish Ranch lives on. You're right, it does. Absolutely. There's the Asiago and Pepperjack. I knew I had seen them. Where the heck were they? They were in the cupboard? Huh. Must have lost them. Haha, I wish. Mostly lack of sleep. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, you gotta figure out why our forestry is having a hissy fit here. What's going on? Alright, so Shiloh District. Hey, you know what? We have more things that we have to work with. So, I did put a poll up. Honestly, I don't even think we really need to readjust Radish Ranch. The only reason we would need to readjust Radish Ranch would be because of traffic issues. But these look fairly decent. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. So, 72% for 37, almost 38,000 people. Oh, Joe Self is here? Yeah, yeah. Yep, the Joe Self Help Desk District. They take very good care of your mental facilities and faculties, with additional faculty members who work at facilities. What the heck is this? Academic year report. None of your campus areas in your city have an administration building. I can talk today. I promise. Build a trade school, a liberal arts college, or university administration building in at least one campus area. Well, that's not funny, Billy. We need another Timmy. Alright, so let's figure this out really quick. We have a trade school. That is a trade school administration building. What? How in the... No, I'm not buying that. Wait, isn't this it? Wait a second. What is that? What are those? What is... That says Trade School Administration Building. I promise you I did not, like, rename a different asset and put that in. Correct me if I'm wrong. That says Trade School Administration Building, right? What do you mean it doesn't have one? Space already occupied, building must be placed roadside. Building already exists, right? That's the most killer thing. I can't even place it over here because building already exists. Did you guys just break the game again? Is it really that broken? Oh no. Oh, ultra moist apparel. You guys want to know where I get those ultra moist jokes? This is where. Man, honestly, our Caturday streams, it was so good. I actually wanted to make a short. I'm probably still gonna eventually do that. I'm gonna do a YouTube short on ultra moist apparel. I'm just not sure that it would probably get demonetized because it's from a video game. I don't know. I mean, it's better than hat of many feathers, I think, right? Or how much is that fish? Automated visitor counter. Soapbox car. 3D printed buildings, which is going to be a future for space colonization. Chirp Team Racing. It's an ice kart racing video game developed in association with Sweet Bird Entertainment. That is one sweet bird. Now let's check in with our varsity sports swimming team. At least Shivel knows how much is that fish. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. I wish Shivel was here, actually. All right, so Shovel Tech Lions are 3 and 2, and that's not good. That is not good at all. So our income is 32,000. Our weekly expenses are 11. I'll let them get away with whatever they need to. That's fine. You know what? In fact, let's go ahead and spend a little bit more then, because we could probably get away with that. Yeah, you know what? Cheerleading. How much do these cheerleaders need, guys? How much should we be paying these cheerleaders? We're paying for getting $40 a head for these swim meets. Yes, I'm involving every one of you. That's why you guys were all invited to this town hall meeting. Hydra City needs your input. I'm going to take a look at the poll really fast, by the way. I hope you guys are having a phenomenal Saturday, and I thank you so much for taking your time out of your day to spend it with me. I appreciate that considerably. All right, should we start the harbor fishing area today? Thus far, 67% of you have replied, Hail Hydra City. And the rest have said yes. Do not stare at Happy Fun Ball. Do not make eye contact with Happy Fun Ball. I am smelling like a rose. Somebody gave me. Oh. How much do we pay these cheerleaders? I'm going to say we could probably afford to get away with that. We got to pay them $4.20. Because cheerleaders, yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. And coaching staff, now these are in thousands. If we're making 32,000, we could easily afford to do what? Let's just even do this. Roughly a little under half of what our income is. We're not hurting. We're at 4,800. Even if we hemorrhage money for a year or two, technically in the long run, we're still over and we're ahead, and we're not losing money on the income. 2,000. Well, now we are, but it's not sustained losses, right? Ultimately. We'll see. We'll see how that plays out. I don't know what's up with that weird bit. And I have to check. Alright, so that says random. Because now I know that bug exists. And I don't like that bug at all. No, sir. Let's go check the other landfill. I do not want to have to get rid of this one. Okay, 9 random. That's good. Alright, so I don't know why Hickory Square is hurting so badly. Right, let's go here. So we put in the cafeteria, right? The fountain, library, IT. Did we put an IT club in? Ah, we did not. Oh, I'm sorry. I always keep pulling these menus up. Let me really explain really quick. For anybody who's going to get this on console or even on PC. When you hit open at any of these along the bottom bar, the bottom center bar, just sinkhole it. No. Somebody get that man an email. Yep, that one email. Yes, that's the correct one. Yep, right there. Yep. Yeah. All right. So we're not sinkholing it. We don't have to, thankfully. Thank you for the concern, though I appreciate it considerably. What was I at? Oh, so whenever you're going through and you're pulling these up, say I want to open looking for a road. If I just hit X in this case, which would normally be like a left mouse button click, then it's going to open this small menu, and then you just go left through each of them in the ribbon this way, and then along the top where the tabs are concerned. However, on console, and there's a different button. I don't know what the key binding is for PC. if you hit up on the directional pad in any of the menus that you're in, now it won't let you go left or right through any of the different menus along the bottom bar itself. But now I can open up and it gives me much more detailed information on the right side, and I get a much bigger view of all the different options that I have available to me. So I wanted to bring that up and explain that, because I don't think I've ever actually explained where, how I'm pulling that picture up. Once I found out about it, I can't play this game without it. It is so much better than trying to go this way, because then you don't have any additional information on it, right? It says okay, cost you 2,000, 20,000. Whereas if I come in here, now I can just see what the trade school library does. I know little tips and tricks, but I mean, you didn't just show up here for entertainment, hopefully. All right, so let's make sure did we put a fountain in? Anything we have would be blinking. I don't see any fountain. I don't see a cafeteria. What is going? Wait a second. What the heck is going on, man? I don't even understand. Hey, Spark, the toaster salesman. What is the Spark? What is the features in this year's models, if you don't mind me asking? Inquiring minds want to know. We've been trying. I wanted to ask you last week, and obviously just slipped my mind. But I'm very, very intrigued to know what the newest or what the newest features for this year's toasters are. It's very important that we get those down, because they're not, these aren't just simple. These ain't your mama's toasters, Betty Crocker ain't got nothing on Sparks toasters. True story. And I mean, then we have other people who are phenomenal content creators of their own right, like Delta1246. If you guys play No Man's Sky, and many of you do, I kind of put my little Sin tentacles. That doesn't even sound right, but Sin is influential across a bunch of different communities where the Keebler elves lie. Eggs. They cook eggs and entertain me. With the lights out, entertain you. You are entertaining. I am entertaining you. You're getting free. You don't even have to pay. Oh, her? Oh, Ms. Ryoki. I didn't hear her meowing either. You can cook eggs with my toasters, says Spark the Toaster Salesman. Of course you can. Alright, so that cargo hub is actually not doing as bad as it used to. What the heck is going on here? Oh, waiting for the light. Okay, got it. Let's see here. I think we changed one of the building names in here as well. Didn't we, guys? I think we did. Wow, average land value in Joe's self-help desk is $60 per square meter. Not too bad. 2 settings for egg cooking is boil and scram. I mean, if she had a boil, I would probably scram. It depends on how close it was to... Anyway, that's probably disgusting to a lot of people, and I'm going to shut up. Anywho, over here in Middle Hills, we have Dargo Parko, which is a horrible park because there is nothing park about it. So let's change that now, because I actually don't like this. I don't even understand how... Oh, it's Dargo Parko because the whole thing is Dargo Parko. That's right. Boohoo Boulevard. Probably needs a better name. And I think we can do that now, in fact. I don't like this. Let's see, who else? Narosi, did you start your channel yet? I don't think she did. If you did, then by all means, yes, everybody check out Narosi Gaming. And if you did and I didn't see, and I apologize sincerely. Let's go ahead and give you some credits. And I know Delta already has his. But we are going to kick out Boohoo Boulevard, and we are going to add you in here, because everyone who shows up gets some portion named after them. Come on. Hey man, nice shot. Rosie Gaming, what, Circus? Does that work? I don't know. We'll just leave it at that. Aha, are you not entertained? How dare you? There's a lot of dead people above in those penthouses. You see the dead people. I see the... Whoa, really? That's pretty neat. Hold on a second. Do what? Let's go right there. Yes, we're a bird, but we're a bird with a basketball court and tennis. That's what that is. Nice. You can do 3 things with my toasters for cooking eggs: is boil, scramble, or put there and do nothing. It does not cook the egg, it just sits there. I mean, that's how you get salmonella, right? Do you like salmonella? Because that's how you get salmonella. And bears. And, I mean, look, do you want Cocaine Bear to show up at your house because you decided to play the salmonella slot machine? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that's risky. That's risky. I'm sure you should do that. Not sure you should be playing that. Playing those dice rolls. Alright, so. Pretty cool skies view. I mean, yeah, it's not fun. Food poisoning is not good. Exactly, Maxi Bloke. See, Maxi Bloke knows. He has Maxi Bloke heights. And he absolutely knows what food poisoning is. He's been doing it for years in Maxi Bloke Heights with his constituency. I mean, what? Allegedly. Excuse me, allegedly. Allegedly. I was just informed by my lawyers I have to use that terminology, allegedly. Alright, let's take a look at this historic train platform for a bit and see how well the traffic is running on this. Before that goes anywhere, we're going to check the actual train. I want to see how many people are on that. 143 out of 240. Those are going to Santa Rico. Oh no. Okay. I want to do better City Skylines HD models. That would be nice. This is Unity, an older version of Unity. City Skylines 2 will be running on Unity, the newer versions of Unity. No proof. No proof of what? Oh, I have no proof. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, you're right. You're right. I have no proof. You've had to deal with food poisoning 2 to 3 times, Spark? Dude, that sucks. That's not fun. Look at how much foot traffic there is over here. I like this. It's a nice sleek train that just rolled in. Is it loud? I can't hear the game audio. So if you guys need to let me know if the game audio or the game music is too loud. But look at those people funneling in or funneling out. And that's where all that foot traffic and bike traffic is coming from. If I was a smart Sin, then I probably would have put a bus line around here, and I'm not sure that I did. Let's zoom out just a bit, and hopefully one of the newer features that they added will allow me to see. So that's a train line here, and that is a deep and heavy no. Wow, that sucks. Well, okay, it's only 1 block away, but we could probably, oh no, alright, so it's in between. So we could probably put another bus line in between around here to get some of this cross traffic moving. That's a good idea to think about, because look at this onslaught of people coming out from this train station. Yes, a lot of them are pulling their cars out of their pockets, which is something that people do inside of City Skylines. In a simulation. This is an agent simulation, right? But look at where these people are going down here. And I know there's another way to check. Is it not this one? Where is it? No, it's not that. Alright, so that's good. Where is it at? No, it's not that one either. There we go. That's what I was looking for. But it doesn't give me the only difference is that this one does not give me the key or the legend to let me know. Audio is good. Audio mix is all good. Thank you guys. Appreciate the feedback. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So yeah, I mean we have a fountain plaza here, right? We have a fountain plaza here. And the reason I go to the bird is because I can fly above and get a better view. So thanks for understanding. Hopefully it's not too jarring. Something that I mean, this can't really get this close in PC. And yes, these models are, they're not bad. Thank you guys. Remember to hit the like button. I appreciate that. Hedge. Nice city. Hot dog truck. The bookstore. Sir Catalans. Thank you for coming to Sir Catalans. Linto Electronics, brought to you on Main Street. Indie Lizard. Lizard people. Thanks for the reminder. No, I appreciate it. Thank you, Narosi. Thank you. Brought to you by Andy's Bowling Alley. Great food, fun times. And the Jerome Cinema. And then all of the reflections are kind of psychotic because they're not of our own city. So let's go here. That's something that I'm not necessarily thinking that we need to have ray tracing for City Skylines 2 or anything like that. RTX probably wouldn't necessarily be necessary, but it would be nicer to see a bunch of different art styles from different eras in time, right? There's a part of me that would like to see stuff, cities that are being grown up from towns up in, you know, much like the older Sim cities. And I brought this up in the past, but like, you know, go back to 1900, and where you have barely any electricity. Hit it like it owes you money. Like you're broken. All right, so we said we are going to work on the harbor today. That was what you guys were talking about, looking at. Traffic looks pretty good with all things considered. I know it's uncouth, or it seems like it is uncouth, to have the underground highway, but I likes it. I likes it a lot, and in my opinion, it creates less noise, less traffic. Real crafters, thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate it. Spark says, I still don't get why a 13-year-old, aka me, is so popular. Because you're a tree? You're a tree, Harry. You're a tree. All I did was join one KSP stream and join all the other stream. I don't know. You're a little sinner to me, Spark, and that's all that matters. Brings a tear to my eye. Just be a little verklempt. I'm not sure. Give me a moment. Talk amongst yourselves. And if you get that joke, please put it in chat. Chat it. If you get that joke without looking it up online, like you can say it off the top of your head, then you win the candy bar today, I think. So these guys, not enough raw materials. Small animal pasture. They take crops. We're low on crops. What about here? It's a lot here. And so I need to take these two. Maybe this one can be on empty, so we're always looking for buyers. This one needs to be on fill only. So empty and fill across from each other so I don't forget. And then these could probably both be balanced then. Because those fill up 3,000 tons by themselves. I like this underground highway. It likes you too, Spark. It does. It does. How's the Nip Nip doing in there? 30 tons of Nip Nip. Somebody needs to get on the phone with the GAC, man. Among Us. Oh, God. Well, Spark is sus. He just proved it himself. You guys heard it, read it. Spark is sus. Everybody put Spark is sus in the chat. And hit that like button if you haven't already. The Lord of Sin compels you. Alright, so obviously we need more... Well, do we though? But do we really? The milking parlors, absolutely. I think that these need to go over there. I have 9 Hershey's crew... What? I have 9 Hershey's Cren Miss Bars. Cren Miss Bars. Bless you. Might want to see a doctor about that. Especially if it lasts longer than 4 hours. I think you have to see a doctor. It's not good for you. All right, I'm gonna move this over by. That is the milking. What is this? This is the cattle shed. Yeah. So put a cattle shed. No, we're gonna do a cattle shed, then a milking parlor, and move the milking parlor here. Then, oh, or not. Let's do that again and put that back. Grab the milking parlor, which is what I was trying to grab to begin with. Oh no, that's gonna break our pathing. We'll figure it. We'll fix it. Then another cattle shed with a 1 square separation between the two. Please tell me I can fit it in there. No, no, no. Okay, well, that puts them really close to each other. But that'll work. So watch. This will get moved over 1. Nope, nope, nope. Come on. Autosave, work with me here. Over 1. Alright, so that makes these both basically the same complex. And that means I can put some other walk pathing. Or walk pathing. Pathways. Let's do a... Oh, what were we using? No, that was gravel. That's right. I gotta come through here and replace these anyway. Alright, so this comes back up. Can I go through there? Will it do it? And over. It does. Yay! Nice. And we'll make this better looking here in just a minute. But, that way people have more than enough walkability. It is vitally important in City Skylines that you do as much as you can to make sure that your people are as ambulatory as possible. Not only will it help you with your overall traffic congestion and traffic issues, but they are willing to walk quite a significant distance. Please tell me I can... Oh, good one. Delta, that's winner. Oh my goodness, that's a winner. Wow, phenomenal. I love it. Good stuff, Delta. Damn, Delta, damn. Damn, son. Damn, Daniel. Damn. Oh, 7 in chat for Delta. That was good. Thank you. Yep. And the funny part is when you are streaming, most of the time you don't realize half of the things that you are saying. You're just in the moment saying those things, doing those things, and the things. I'm not sure that makes 100%. Maybe these should not have been that close. Spark says, I was talking about Hershey's Christmas chocolate bars. Do they taste like Christmas? If not, that's false advertising, I think. I've never tasted chocolate. What chocolate Christmas is supposed to taste like. Can you give us a real quick tour around the city? Real crafters, you're certainly welcome. Yes, I can. So we're gonna fly over here. The city began as in earnest a completely different city name, but we're gonna go beyond that. We started out here at the boundary, which is probably right around here, where right tunnel under the ground. Or goes further down, right? So this is where we started in, and the highway leads into an overpass network with down here, and even flips back down around into the main city square. Yes, this is an awful traffic mess, but it's because we initially built it to take advantage of all of the natural resources that were in the area. So Rockefeller Farms really kind of popped up to begin with first, and we had to build in the Shiloh district accordingly, and Middle Hills, which had our initial uh, industry here, as we slowly built up the commercial area around. And we're trying to put in a lot of breathing room to prevent and put in parks. So if you notice, there's different park things here. Does that mean we kind of exploit our citizens for walking through and getting around? A little bit, but it is what it is, right? If you live in Hydra City, it's one of those expectations. Part of the Welcome to Hydra City pamphlets that get sent out. Much like how back in the day, Traveler, a tabletop role playing game, that Starfield will be partially based off of. When it shipped in 1977, alongside some other game you may have heard called Dungeons and Dragons, they all emulated the same basic thing and came in a wood grain boxed set. Traveler had the distinction of being broken up into 3 separate books, and that's much like what we do with Hydra City. You can't just give one Welcome to Hydra City pamphlet, you have to give all of them, a multitude of them. I mean, every time you try to get rid of them, they're much like the AOL CDs back in the day, they would just spawn more on their own. Google your will not help my tongue. Wait, what? Hershey's Christmas chocolate bars taste like green and red. Green is lime or something, red is cherry. I'm guessing I'm a Czech. Google will not help, my tongue will. I can't believe I actually second guessed it and still read it out loud. Alright, so my apologies, real crafters. So, we have the Shiloh District, which I believe, let me take a look here. Shiloh District is using just the default, which is like a British style overall, and is currently has 917 households with a $69 average land value per square meter. Nice. Get a nice in the chat, guys. That is nice. Good job there, Shiloh. All right, so Shiloh District kind of feeds a lot of the area around for Rockefeller Farms and Middle Hills, and then Middle Hills started spawning even more to get Spark's Funkalicious District. Since Spark is here, this is his Funkalicious District. I'm wondering if it also tastes like Hershey's Christmas chocolate. What do you guys think? As Rockefeller Farms was continuing back in like 2030, the early 2030s, Rockefeller Farms was growing in slow. We took advantage of the fact that we have a train line that runs through this map, stock, and runs all the way through the initial portion of the map. This is where it comes in. So we took advantage of that so that we could build up the farming and the forestry areas themselves. Now, for these two, I'm not utilizing the industries DLC. I am only utilizing the basic industrial specializations for farming and forestry, respectively. You got to know Henry. Nice. All right, so as that continued to grow, then the area that is now known as Joe Self-Help Desk also started filling in. When Joe Self-Help Desk is also, if I remember correctly, a commercial area, as well as, I think, yeah, I was going to say office buildings, yeah. Prudence Insurances is here. That's a farm truck. Gold Woman Investments. Neptune Media Store. Get all of your Neptune Media at Neptune Media Store. Patent pending. Microndo Game Studio is actually hiring right now, Spark. Your mom stocked up on them. Hopefully she's making a hot pocket for you. Tell her you're being a badass on the internet. Mom, make me a hot pocket! Hemp-locked ore. Let me just continue. As we unlocked beyond this initial tile, which is roughly the dimensions I'm pointing on screen now, real crafters, as we continue to grow out from here in the mid-2030s, then we were able to buy the tile down below it and start continuing to build along the highway putting in pedestrian paths, parkways. We put in the new area that is now known as Narosi Gaming, and the Sunset Hills over here. Took us a bit longer as we were growing in slowly. And it's raining. I apologize. Hopefully it doesn't look like garbage on stream. Okay, it looks okay on this side. And as we were continuing to grow there, then we decided to grow and go far below and over. So I drew some underground roads to connect and bypass the highways directly, while still giving them pure decent access to and from the highway, so it doesn't really interrupt any of that. And I think this was a really good choice to do this, by the way. All truth be told, right? I think this was a phenomenal idea because I mean, in the long run, yes, we have some dense traffic, but this is industrial. It's going to have denser traffic. We're trying to keep as much of the pollution for each of these areas away from the general public. These middle areas for Amazing Braden Square, for example, are more commercial in retrospect. Like here's obviously the big this bus station here, which clearly needs a lot more help and love. It has what is it, a police station, I think. Yeah, I think that's a helicopter police. Yeah, it is helicopter police station, helicopter fire station, and this is probably an inner city. It's just a normal bus station. All right. So it's growing, and then once we started building this in, so that we could continue our economic profile. This is what our economy looks like now. So we're flirting in the area of consistent income. There's some holes we need to go through and figure out and patch and fix those things so that they continue to become more profitable as the city grows. And then that's when we opened up Radish Ranch, and we're getting ready to work on the harbor today. But here you go. Here is the tail of the tape as far as our income and expenses. You can see on the right side the columns for income and expenses accordingly to break down the more expensive portions or the higher ranking of those portions. And on the left, you have a couple of different areas. So this is the residential, so it breaks it up. And then the campus area, because ours is a trade school, for some reason, isn't... I'm not sure what's going on with that. I think that's bugged. Then we have the commercial. Does the trash district have a name yet? There is no real trash district, though. Because what I've done is like these areas right here, these are more for local, right? Per se. This one here was originally a power plant. I think we got rid of all the power plants, didn't we? Bruce Enterprises, eco-friendly company. Yep, that looks like eco-friendly smoke to me. What do you guys think? Dubious at best. Probably affiliated with Nestle. Let's be true and honest. Talk to ourselves. What does the trash district look like? You can suggest names. Well, honestly, Spark, you already have an area named after you. You can suggest names, but I think we still have some other people who have not been added in, who are probably in here, like Row Crafters. We need to figure out an area for Row Crafters to be named, or named after, or an asset named after Row Crafters. It's what we do in Hydra City. It's what we do on Caturdays, right? But the whole reason that I have the poll up is for this area. This area apparently doesn't have any fish. What the heck? Park maintenance, industrial area, forestry. Down. There we go. Finally got to kick. Alright, so this is what little bit of... It's not good. So this is what little bit of area that we have for fishing. That smoke is blue, so it's friendly. Oh, okay. Narosi Rock Crafters. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Narosi. I'll go back and add that here in just a moment. I don't want to lose my train of thought. So we have anchovy and salmon that we could build onto. Now, I have the Sunset Harbor DLC, and that is going to be under Industries, is where they tie it in at, and it's at the very top. Now, unfortunately, the anchovy and the salmon require 250,000 units of fish caught to begin with, which means we still have to put the fishing harbor in. We are going to do that here momentarily, but I need to take a bio break and get some more coffee. I thank everyone for taking the time today to spend to spend this Caturday with me and helping continually build the city. We are going to get to putting in that excuse me. We are going to get to putting in at least the beginning of the harbor and maybe building up some small areas right over by this. Probably putting in a fish market or something along those lines. I would feel very honored, Real Crafter says, if you would make a small European high-rise residential district because I grew up in a European town myself. Real Crafters, the harbor initially that we're going to put in will be European based in your per your request, and we'll do that here in a few minutes after I take the bio break. Please don't disappear, guys. I promise it'll be worthwhile, and I hope you'll stay with me as we continue to grow. I'll be right back. Thank you. If this thing hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious ish. Welcome back. Thanks for your patience, guys. Appreciate it. Delta 1, that man is cracking the toilet bowl. I was not. I was making my coffee. I had to wait on the coffee machine. Thank you very much. Good, sir. Good day, sir. All right, so we need to figure out where this harbor is going to go. In fact, what I'd like to do first is put in some kind of plan in place for how we're going to have this go out, because I don't think there's any I don't think that there's any outlet. So the highway is going to be the exporting for it. Am I a stoner? Am I a stoner? I don't know what that means. Rock and stone for Carl. Rock and stone, brother. Rock and stone. That's what you mean, right? Rock and stone? Are you talking about the Nip Nip, Real Crafters? Are you talking about Nip Nip right now? Or are you talking about Deep Rock Galactic? What inquiring minds would like to know, good sir. Very much. We are curious. A curious bunch. Now, if you're asking, do I partake in some herbal enhancements in order to prevent or help with the pain that is associated with arthritis? Damn Skippy! Alright, so let's go here. Now this is a very forested area, which is not too bad. That's gonna help with a lot of dampening. So I may not clear all of the trees out, but we also have this main, what is this, 4-lane road going out, and this also leads right out here. The plan is, and the hope is that we can have at least a one-way that goes out this way, or at least to have most of our traffic going out to the highway and from the highway from this area. And Real Crafters, this is where your we're going to have your residential area out here as well. So, oh look, somebody's on fire, and they're getting water. That building's on fire. So we need to figure out how we're going to plan this out. But there's miners in this stream. Spark, if you are on the internet and you are a miner, you're not as innocent as you would like to play that you are. The internet has a vicarious way of introducing people to other aspects and ways of life. So that excuse doesn't fly. Sorry. Not in this town, good sir. Not in this town. And just so that we're on the same page, or so that there's at least a how do I want to put this? Just so that there's a good or better understanding. I'm a grandfather. I have kids of my own, and those kids now have kids. So I don't think that is too bad advice per se. I didn't say anything or alluded to anything that is not readily available elsewhere on the internet for you to find. In fact, I'm pretty sure that what I stated was very tame by comparison. Could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, by all means, please call me out in the chat, and I will we can discuss going forward from there. Careful, you're very impressionable. Delta 1. I know, man. It's kind of disconcerting, in fact, how much whiskey you can ingest and still fly those spaceships quite well, in fact. And my hat's off to you, sir, because that is very impressive. Although maybe we shouldn't have those discussions for fear that people are ethanol challenged. Maybe? No, ethanol is probably the wrong way. Don't drink ethanol, guys. Literally. I mean, that's 100%. Please do not drink ethanol. If you're a minor, that's fine. I didn't say anything rude or disrespectful. If you're not a minor, you're a major. Alright, so let's get in here, and we're going to probably go out another 2. I said I think we did this too. So let's go out here. Will that connect out? I don't want it to go all the way. Let's just see what this looks like. We're leaving it on all the portions itself, snapping out to 90, and I'll probably end up coming back and deleting most of this, but at least I want a good framework to work with, because it'll be basically this area here, and then we'll open it up and put the Real Crafters fishing harbor. Maybe that's probably not a bad idea. Bathtub moonshine. There we go. Yep, somebody knows about jungle juice. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. You know exactly what I mean. Somebody knows about jungle juice. Good sir. Good sir. All right, so we need to draw some water and power down here. Hey, if you do after getting that very substantial warning, then you're willfully doing that purposefully. And no offense, but I mean, if you're willfully, after knowing the dangers inherent to such duties or tasks, if you willfully do that on your own behalf, then you have to deal with the consequences of that choice. Right? Life is all about the consequences of choice, or it should be. I don't know. That's just me. What do I know? I'm just the guy on the internet. Alright, let's reconnect all these water lines. Yeah, I don't mind them dipping out into the water line, or and into this pool itself. It's not going to pollute the water at all. Didn't know that you have grandchildren. You're 17 as well, Real Crafters? In the jungle, the bloody jungle, a lion sleeps tonight. That's right. Which life advice would you give me? P.S. I respect you very much. I appreciate that. How does it feel to have grandchildren? Regrettably, I have not had as much time with my grandchildren, especially lately, as I have in the past. It feels very... Let's just say the one thing I can say as a grandparent, especially in the contemporary time period that we call now, is that you don't realize the media that you grow up with, how many generations it goes through. And what I mean by that is, when I was a young warthog, I watched Sesame Street. That was like the first generation, maybe even the second generation, so to speak, of Sesame Street. So I'm sure my parents probably watched a little bit of Sesame Street as they were growing up. So technically it could be considered the third, but I digress. So I watched it when I was growing up. And then as I was raising my kids, they watched Sesame Street because it's a phenomenal educational vehicle to elucidate some of the things that you need to learn as you're growing and becoming more developed overall, right? And so then I introduced those to my kids, and then they in turn, along with me, introduced those to the grandkids. So learning or finding or figuring out that you are basically on your third generation of Sesame Street is kind of a sobering experience. It's interesting. Not in a bad way, just in an interesting way. And I don't know why I'm stretching this. It's way far out that I need to go. Let me figure out where the closest power station is. Let's go right here. I don't know where I was going with that. Out. They could probably go out. Oh, I can't go that far. Okay, so let's go out to maybe here. Drag it across. There's that one. And connect. There we go. That's a lot further out of the way than I wanted it to go, but it's all from this solar power plant here, and it's easier than trying to drag it further along the border here. So let me get back into chat. Sorry, let me catch back up. What life advice would I give you? Here, let me go into here and we'll talk for just a moment. What life advice would I give you? First, believe half of what you read, or half of what you see, and none of what you... no, sorry, it's the other way. None of what you see and half of what you read. Let me reiterate that. Believe none of what you see and half of what you read. Your brain plays tricks on you, and most marketing today is built to take and exploit those brain hacks purposefully. Everything in moderation is good. There is nothing really per se that you can't do outside of certain moderation, within certain respects, right? I mean, you're not just gonna go on a murder spree, but it's in moderation, honey. It's good. I only took no, uh, right? I'm talking about sugar intake. I'm talking about your water intake. I'm talking about specific types of exercise on a daily and/or weekly basis. Moderation is key. Your dietary concerns. Don't eat a lot of red meat, more than absolutely necessary. Make sure you're including some white meat in there. Make sure you're including plenty of vegetables and fruits. To be, everything in moderation, especially moderation. But be mindful, because self care is more important than anything else. You can't take care of your family if you aren't taking care of yourself. And especially as a man in the contemporary age that we live in, self care easily gets thrown away or pushed aside. And this is a real talk discussion. It can lead to a lot of mental illness, which is another thing that gets usually brushed under the carpet. If you want to come to and have a real deep discussion, you've come to the right place for that. I have a lot of opinions, but I can speak to a lot of perspective too. Men have a lot of societal pressures on them to just button up, suck it up, and continue on, keep on carrying on, right? And that means that they're going to belie a lot of their self help or self care because they're trying to take care of their families and make sure that they're happy and good to go and pay the ultimate price for it. I'm not saying that women don't sacrifice just as much, if not more, in their own right. They absolutely do. The fact that we don't discuss these things, even still today, just goes to show that no matter how fast our technology continues to evolve and adapt, the human brain, human biology, does not adapt anywhere on a quick pace. We can prove emphatically and empirically that natural selection and evolution do indeed exist. You can watch it in as something as small as bacteria, or even fly colonies, birds, many other species that live significantly shorter lifespans, and you can watch genetic anomalies and mutations grow in those subsects as pressures from all various aspects continue to evolve. Evolution doesn't care about what's best, it cares about what's good for right now. And our human technologies far surpass that, and we utilize those tools because that's what we built all of the technological industrial revolution for, was for tools. Our eyesight is poor, our strength is poor, our endurance is poor. Marginally lower than most of the other animal kingdom. And there was somebody on Reddit earlier today that I read who claims up one side and down the other that biologically humans are not part of the animal kingdom. And I really hope that that person doesn't breed, but they probably already have. We are animals. Pretending that we're not is disingenuous. We're absolutely animals. And I know you guys weren't here for a diatribe of any kind. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. But you asked for some advice, so I'm just trying to provide it to you. Take in perspective other people's perspectives too. And here's one very important point, Real Crafters, or even Spark, or for anybody listening to the sound of my voice. Acknowledge someone's perspective, but you are not required to agree with that perspective. There's a very clear distinction that goes along with that, right? If somebody says that, and I'm going to have to do something very polarizing for just a moment. Let's talk about gender and biology, right? You can acknowledge somebody saying something in reference to a pronoun or in reference to those different terms, but that doesn't mean that even if you acknowledge what they've said, that you have to respect what they've said. People need to understand that if you make a choice or you say a thing, that you are responsible for the consequences that come about from saying that thing or from doing that thing. So acknowledge other people's perspectives, but you are not absolutely required inherently by acknowledging it to respect it. That doesn't mean you have to disrespect it either, though, right? Because if they're going out of their way to potentially hear you, then you need to be willing to meet them at that portion. Care strongly for others. right? Because we're all in this together, and we'll all get through it together one way or the other. And finally, I don't know. I mean, I don't have any other disclaimers or anything else that I can give at this point. I don't want to go too into drinking gas. Technically, you're already drinking gas all the time. You breathe because air is gas. Dun-dun-dun. Good job, excellent. All right, sorry for the caps. Just want to make sure you know that. I know, Spark. Thank you for. I mean, hey, look, we were all dark, edgy teenagers at one point or another too, and some of us just didn't grow out of it, right? Why did I sit through this without forgetting any with not Spark, you really need to work through this. First and foremost, there's no need for more caps. So please don't anymore. Second, take a moment when you start typing something and look through it before you hit send. All right. Yeah, right. Okay, Spark, please. This is the last warning. Do not abuse the caps lock. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right, so going back to this harbor here, we need to add in the fishing area. So we put in a fishing harbor, right? And I don't want to have extended further out because we have a very small cove to begin with. So I'm trying to utilize the space that we have here to build a pond. So we have the fishing harbor. Now we need to add in the fishing line because in order to get those additional fishing harbors specified or specific ones specialized, excuse me, that's what I was looking for. Yeah, all off the cuff, right? All ad-lib for crafters. I mean, I guess that's one of the one of the only bits of good things about being a thespian. Yes, I am a thespian. Certified thespian. I'm a card-carrying thespian, in fact. Take that. Alright, so, thank you. I appreciate you are not utilizing the caps as much. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Alright, so we're going to add in this. Now, the fishing DLC is very, very important. Because if you set up a fishing, what I'm about to do is much like a road or a pathway, you're setting up a fishing line GPS where the boats are going to be rolling through. So for example, we already know that the pink is the salmon area, right? And then we have a green for anchovies. So as we drag this through, wherever these boats are going to go through, they're going to be picking up the various things that are in this area. So I'm working this first one because we can't take advantage of Georgie Porgy. Georgie Porgy, thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate it. Let's see, we don't want to go that far out. Right now we're going to utilize this entire cove with this harbor. Once we can start getting the specialized harbors in, then we will lower down where their fishing area is. And they can overlap, by the way. They can absolutely overlap. And then will diminish. Because I'm not sure we're going to buy the next tile yet, right? I'm not entirely sure of that. So we're going to utilize what we want. Now, it's going to give me a percentage once it's run, at least one time. It's going to give me a percentage to let me know where, how much of a fishing percentage I should expect out of that. So we're going to take a look at that here. Go ahead and I guess I can't. Can I change that? Okay, there we go. Curve. That's what I was looking for. All right, let's go up here. Go up to the curve where it starts to curve, and that's not curved. Okay. Okay, let's go back out here. Okay, guess not. Never mind, it doesn't want to use the curve tool. I thought it... Alright, so this is what we're going to do now. We're going to drag this back up. This is not working like I hoped it would. So I'm gonna put this in the best way. It's going to come in and dip into the anchovy area. We can't take advantage of Georgie Porgy. You're right, we can't. Not yet. He's too innocent still, I think. He's as innocent as Spark and real crafters are. Alright. So, and I really didn't want it doubling back on itself like this, but I mean, we're just trying to take advantage and catch as many fish as we possibly can, especially in these early days until we can get the specialized fishing in. Now, bear in mind, I'm not an expert with regards to the fishing DLC. I am still learning, right? I've had the Sunset Harbor DLC, which is the DLC that gives you the fishing ability. It is not part of the industry's DLC. Let me repeat that. The fishing, if you're only interested in making like fishing villages or fishing towns or what have you, you're going to want the Sunset Harbor DLC for that, not the industry's DLC. However, where it sits inside the menu is part of the industry's DLC. So, now that we put that in place, it says we can also put in a fish farm. So, I'm not sure we should do that just yet. So let me ask you this, Road Crafters. Do you think we should put in a fish farm, or do you think we should wait on that? It is your area, and we're going to mark it off right now, in fact. Time is still paused, so we don't have to worry about that. Let's go here. Put this up here. We'll probably close it up even more on the other side. Alright, that just sounds wrong. Wait, what did I miss? Let me go back here. So, back at 1431, Excellent said some of us didn't grow up out of teenage period. Very inspiring. Oh, you're welcome, Road Crafters. Didn't see the caps. My caps light is broken. Fair enough, right? Go Georgie. Been lurking a bit. Hey, Delta. Then the quote. True dat. I can't take advantage of Georgie if I want. That don't even sound right, Maxi Bloke. You're right, that does not sound right. That sounds absolutely wrong. Oh my goodness, why would you say that? Why for thou art Romeo, yo, mio? Yeah, make a fish farm. Economy is very important for the city. Thank you so much, appreciate that. So let's go ahead and, in order to get that, I think we could probably put the fish farm... I'm wondering if we probably should have put in a key wall. You know what? We won't put in a key wall because I like the... I don't know. No, we probably need to put in a key wall. This one. That's right. Hold on just a second. Nope. Just gonna... Right, into that one. Out. Ew, what had happened there? Okay, that's too much. What about right there? We're probably gonna come back over here and clean that up, but at least it looks a little bit better than the rough edginess that it was before. The one thing I don't like, at least on console, is the inability to add in additional things. Like, say I want to put in a fishing pier right next to this. Not that it would be a smart thing to do. AMG Kyler? Kyler, if I mispronounced your name, I apologize sincerely. Welcome to Sins Arcade and welcome to our Caturday stream. But happy birthday. Happy birthday. Let's see here. Yeah, make a fish farm. Economy is very important. I only want to know how to respond to what you just said in a GIF, Maxi. Today is my birthday. I'm trying so hard to nap sin. This is too interesting. Oh, well, I apologize for breaking up your nap time there, sir. But I appreciate very much the fact that you're willing to sacrifice your mini time, especially with kids, a newborn or a relatively young child. That is very, very tough to speak to. So thank you for that. Appreciate it. All right, we're gonna match towards what looks like the top right here. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Okay, so we're going to shrink this down. What I'm looking to do at this point, and I'm probably going to have to change it again as I pull things out to put in that fish farm on the other side. But what I've done is In the level terrain tool, I've shrunk it down as much as possible by using the left directional pad button and lowered the strength down as much as possible using the down directional pad button. And then we're just going to try to crawl along here while the here, let me start the time back up. Basically, what I'm trying to do is to get this area to be a little bit more even. Okay, maybe I need to go further out this way. Let's try that again. Let's do this. And I just mangled it badly, didn't I? Oh, yeah, I didn't want that big old hill. You know what? We'll just leave it for now. We'll figure it out. LOL. Delta is getting power naps between the sentences that Sin says. Oh, really? Oh. Am I lulling you to a deep and blissful sleep there? You're welcome. I'm so glad I could have helped you, Delta. Okay, so that's going to have to be pulled out there. That's not this way. And we'll put the key wall back in just a moment after we put the fish farm in. Going to have to get rid of this road. This side and this side. Go back in. Out of city limits. Oh, because of the ponds. Erg. Okay. Okay, let's try that way. I forgot about that. There we go. Alright. There. Now, is that going to put them in the way of the boats? Absolutely. But the boats will just kind of pretend that they don't exist. It's weird, it's cheesy, but you know it is. It is what it is, and it works. And I guess we'll come back through and we'll try to clean up as much as we can after the fact. Let's see here. Well, let me snap here. Just so I can kind of clean up the coastline just a bit more. And get that road connected again. Go back in, grab this is a one-tile road, but we may have to make these a little larger. So, Johan Sandberg, welcome back. Appreciate it. No, my friend's Minecraft turned to rectangle, and by all that fonts are rectangle, so text is unreadable. He has to reinstall Minecraft. It may be just an INI. What game or what platform is he playing Minecraft on? If it's on PC, he might be able to get into the settings and readjust the font in the INI file without having to do the entire uninstall, reinstall. There's a couple of different ways around it. Welcome, Johan. Everybody give an 07 to Johan for showing up today. Appreciate it. Let's go in here and grab the... Oop, there we go. And go to freeform. There we go. Some zoning in there. Okay, before I go any further, let's go ahead and... You said European for row crafters. And we'll rename this now to the Real Crafters Harbor. And I think those are all okay. Fishing license, of course. Tourist travel card. I don't know. 80% more tourists. Maybe we'll add that later. Let's go here. And we need power running over to that side, which we'll have to put in. We're going to add in some additional things here momentarily as we're building this out. That's why I haven't really engaged time too much. The other reason that I was engaging and taking the time off was so that I could watch these boats coming through. And speaking of, let's go ahead and see how this is going. So right now, this fishing boat is currently catching, well, was salmon, now anchovies, back to salmon. And because I believe this is the first boat, it is going to give us some insight as to what the fishing pathway that we made, how efficient it is. So if I go here, it doesn't tell me what the efficiency is. Fishing route, so it says freight trucks in use, 0/7. Underneath that, it shows fishing route efficiency 0%. It won't actually read what the fishing amount is until I believe this is the first boat. Pretty sure it is, right? Oh, maybe not. Yeah, it's the first boat. So until this first boat arrives back, 83%. So once it arrives back, then it'll give us a percentage, and it'll give us some insight as to how efficient the route that we have chosen for this specific fishing harbor is, and how much of a load. So we have 91% of the fish loaded, and it looks like we still have some time to go. So I'm going to say this is a pretty decent 100%. Now, as we add in the eventual salmon, harbor, and anchovy specialized harbors respectively, then the fishing harbors will have a smaller sphere of influence to fish on or fish with, unless we buy the next tile. Excuse me, I had to get us some coffee. But that should give us some insight there. So it's 100%. In fact, if anything now, then I could probably say with a little bit more confidence, I overcompensated for the fishing route, and it is way more than 100% efficient. And that'll change as we add in those additional harbors. All right, so we'll go back and check on that here momentarily. Now, let us put in... You said European, so we're going to stick with that theme, Real Crafters. So I have a historic fire station here that I think we're going to put... This is a what? 2-lane right here, right? Yeah, 2-lane Clark Street. I'm thinking we can drag another 2-lane. I like to use the bike lanes a lot. We're going to go into snapping options, turn this down, and go into curved. Try to make this as curved as possible so we have a slip path here. No, that's still too much. So we're going to come up probably about halfway between the two nodes and create a new third node and drag it over. What I'm looking for is enough room so that I can add in specific zoning in between in the yeah, like this, maybe. Or come over one. Now that's a little straighter road than a curved road, but this was probably a little bit better, and maybe I don't even have to go up that far. Maybe I can come up here. This is 1, 2. So 2 up from the node. And then, so this looks, it has a little bit of a curve. What about if I go down to that node? Let me take a look here. And then I can add a pedestrian area in here as well. All right, there we go. So the reason I did that, let me go back in, is because of this pathway here that has no trees. That leaves me with 2 schools of thought. I can either A, put in a path for people to walk, and planning ahead for these paths is pretty important because it gives people the opportunity to be ambulatory across your city, right? Let's see. Let's go out to maybe here. I don't even think that. Let's go out this way. Nope. I want to try to follow the curve of where the zoning ends. We can also influence the zoning by using fencing, which is another great tool that you have whether you're on PC or on console. And it's something I highly recommend to take advantage of. For example, let's look here. If you look, now it's evened up, right? Whereas there would be jagged areas where you'd have 1 or 2. Now it's kind of evened up because I put that pathway in. Gotta go. Have a great one, Maxi Bloke. Hey, Maxi, thank you so much. I appreciate that. 07 in chat for Maxi Bloke. Thank you for stopping by. Spark says, my friend plays with mods and fixed it. Oh, okay. He removed the mod he just installed. There you go. Also, I'm not going to go yet. Well, I appreciate everybody taking the time out of their Saturday to spend for this Caturday stream. As we continue here, looks like I said initially 2 hours. I'm not entirely sure. I could probably go a little longer. You guys are here. You guys are talking and chatting and hopefully learning something new. And maybe Delta's finally fall asleep. He's like, oh man, sin just lulled me off to a deep and somber slumber. Alright, so now that we've added this in, let's go back over and grab our historic fire station, which fits more than well enough into this small little area here. And we can even put in a small fence around it, maybe. And so because we put that in, now we can also put in the police station. But what I want to try to do is see if I can drag the power out a little bit. I'm going to use the buildings themselves to jump the power. So yeah, as we see, this harbor here is now feeding the power from the power lines over here, wrapped around, is now feeding the historic fire station, excuse me, and the historic police station. And then I'll go back through and clean those assets up, so that they immediately can help with the harbor, first and foremost. And the second, they can also help for this small community that we can have. Now, we've got a lot of commercial demand, so I think that it's probably a wise idea to actually put in some of that commercial demand and build up and continue to get these buildings to grow in, right? The whole idea is to see if we can get the network to continue to expand without having to drag more power lines in, saving ourselves some money in the long run, and making money, in fact, as these areas continue to grow in. Now, we need some additional residential. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick with a small to medium type of residential zoning. And the way that you're going to do that is by using the select tool itself. So we're going to utilize this road. This area up here is probably going to be our residential area, but we can utilize this over here as our commercial area, right, for the harbor. And now we can do over here for residential. I'm going to try to skip this tree to keep and retain this tree in, but I can always come back later. And let's see, we just do, actually, let's get rid of that. Let's do a 2-block here, right? And then we can just do 2 in groups of 2. And then we'll see how these grow in. How long will you be live? Well, it is almost 3 p.m. my time. Maybe for another... well, initially said that I would stream for about an hour, or 2 hours, excuse me. So maybe, I don't know. I'm feeling good right now. I'm not, let's get rid of that. I'm feeling good as of right now, but I'm not entirely sure. So, actually, let me check something really quick, and I can give you a better answer in just a moment. All right, thank you for your patience. Appreciate it. Sorry about that, guys. I was just trying to check and see if we were actually ordering food today or if I had to cook. So thank you so much for your patience. Appreciate that. All right, so Maxi, Can't wait for my cargo corner when Sin gets money for this city. How long will I be left? So yeah, I could probably go another hour. Um, AKA Wolfie Wolf will tell us how long Sin can play. Alright, so on these houses, okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of these houses that grew up in here. And these are, yeah, little low density housing. If this is European, I don't know, man. That doesn't exactly look European to me. These are European? Why do these houses not look very European? Hold on. Did I screw this up? Who is AKA Wolfie Wolf? AKA Wolfie Wolf is one of the other administrators inside of the Sins Arcade Discord, and my girlfriend. So AKA Wolfie Wolf is my girlfriend. All right, so now I know that this is working in. Let's bring some more commercial over. You know, the high density European buildings look more European. Okay, thank you, appreciate that. Yeah, that didn't look right to me, so I'm gonna jump the shark on that here in just a moment. Let's drag this across, then this one, then this one. I need the power to jump is what I needed to do. So I'm hoping that I can get these to go through. All right, let's get those in. Let's go ahead and let's do residential wall to wall here instead. And IT cluster and commercial wall to wall. It's gonna force high density for all of these. And then we can't do, see, there is no industry for fishing over here. Let's see, what else can we put in? So now we've got to look into our city services as well. Top governance. Yep. Oh, let's go look at this first. I said we would. All right. So of course, as I suspected, 100% fishing route efficiency. So far, 54 out of 320 tons. But it looks like we're gonna need some additional storage space. So that's gonna be further down over here, closer to the highway. And we'll do that very shortly as well. I'm trying to get these other things to grow in. They're just taking their sweet time growing in, aren't they? Wait, I swore there was a... Oh, it's this side or this side? Which side did I do it on? Wake up, Sin. Put a little... Grab your teeth and put a little makeup. Something. Alright, so let's get some more residential in as well. These in. And this smaller residential zoning like this is going to keep these houses. Now, I can go in on any of these and make them historical. The benefit of doing that is that it locks their viewpoint in. But the detriment is that they are never going to upgrade to higher economy or income levels, and therefore won't be paying higher taxes. So it's kind of a trade-off whether or not, for example, now that this house is upgraded, or no, was it this one right here, or not? Maybe not. Wait, why? Oh, because I changed the style. That's why. That's why. My goodness. Well, now that we're just doing the door-to-door, we don't even necessarily need to worry about the way the zoning's set up. These are all low density, and we're just going to go into fill and just do the fill. We'll just fill the rest of this. Fill all of it. Oh, is that a walk path? These are good. We'll leave that path there. We'll close this up, and this. And now we can even go through and... I said that we're not touching these. I will break this up though, only because I want like the fire, excuse me, and police agencies to kind of have their own little European developed flare. I'll show you what I mean as we do a detail on that. At least that's what I kind of have in my head. I think it'd be nice and worthwhile to have it set up like that. Let's go ahead and grab some more commercial. In fact, we could probably put some residential along these too. Why not, right? Oh, no, not that close to the industrial. My bad. Let's get rid of that. Maybe over here along Clark Street, we have a beautiful little happy house. And these are these are deep and low. Into, go. Let's go back here. So maybe those are going to be condos on the waterfront. And these are smaller houses that are close by. We can drag this street back over. Now I'm only using the streets that are for 2-lane road with median trees and bicycle lanes. Make sure that our mode that we're on is curved. Go back and check our snapping. We're good with the snapping. I like it. And drag this out. And then this one. Ooh, that's not bad at all. Look at this. Can we curve it even further? How does this look? Oh. Just trying to get away from the grid that we had before. Kind of make it a little bit better. What do you guys think of that? How does that look? How does that look? Maybe we could have a small park area over here as well. Just trying to make sure that this, these residences can build in and help continue to grow this area. Oh, Johan, you have to go and need to study for exams on Monday. Well, I appreciate you taking a short study break and joining the arcade for doing that. If you have not already, please don't hesitate to join our Discord. We're going to have more content on the way. And thank you so much for your time and spending it with us at Caturday in City Skylines. Have a great one, Johan. Good luck on your exam. All right, so while we're doing this, let's go ahead and go back and put in our pathway. And I believe that this is also curved. Yep, all right. Guidelines. No, we're going to turn the guidelines off. So we're going to turn off the grid and the road guidelines, which allows us to then to free place the pathing network. Come out this way. Cancel it. Maybe look for... Ooh, I just saw a road guideline, I thought. Alright, so what I'm trying to do is see if I can match, again, along... Maybe I'll try it this way. Without cutting too much of the zoning that already exists off. I think that's probably a good part right there. In fact, yeah, I'm pretty sure we could probably put a small, maybe a nature preserve out here, right? It's not a bad idea. I don't think so. In fact, let's see if we can split this. Ooh, I like that. And up to there, maybe. And then we can actually, yeah, just close this up. Oh, I don't like that. Don't. There. Ooh, that barely, narrowly cuts it out. And then we can have it come out to the road and maybe do another park like we did last. Oh, I don't want to cut off the tree that exists. Come out to this portion and in there. So now that connects the road back into this. Anybody who walked from their houses behind can get out and around and back through. So it gives, again, more ambulatory and or walking paths, which are very important for growth and helping out overall. This high density, yeah, there we go. There we go. Does not look too bad, right? I don't think. Let's go back to burb views. Look at that. These houses don't look that bad. Now, I have not, Real Crafters, I have not been in Europe in a couple of decades. So, this reminds me probably closer And granted, it's more high tech and more modern than a lot of the older British or because my father was stationed at Ipswich, Bentwaters, excuse me, growing up. So this is slightly similar bike racks, right? Maybe a little bit more artsy fartsy or art commune style, perhaps with some of the artwork. But um, this is not. It's not too striking. Looks like the same basic one with a darker color scheme and weird paint. I don't even know where to go with this one. This is so weird looking. But I do like how these kind of look, right? Oh, got it. All right. If you turn off wall-to-wall buildings and make high density, it would look more European. Deal. All right, we can do that. Let's do that instead. So, we're going to do that by going into here first and foremost. Would you like then self-sufficient buildings, Rowcraft? Granted, that consumes 30% less electricity, 30% less garbage, but also 30% less tax income. So, what would you like? Would you like to have self-sufficient buildings if we're going to go with high density, um, in European? And while you're answering that, I'm going to go over here and let's do a select because we're just going to mass uninstall all these or dezone. Sorry, we're mass dezoning, and all of these beautiful, wonderful people who just moved in. Unfortunately, um, we don't like that, and we're gonna just change this up a little bit here. Okay. So, hey, Joe Self. No, self-sufficient. Okay, good. So, thank you for that. We're gonna go in here, change the. So we're using the no residential specialization, and we've now changed these over to high density. I'm gonna leave the rest of these over here the way that they are, if you don't mind, just because I think the waterfront would be nice. It'd be nice looking to have those. But the rest of that, I will follow suit. In fact, let's go ahead and go here, go back down, grab the high density residential, and throw these in. So we have a very large swath of the area covered in high density residential. And get rid of this so that it's not that bleeding into that much. I didn't want it to go that far, but it'll work with what we've got. Keeps that same basic idea. We don't want them anywhere near the residential here, or any residential out here by this additional fish area, because it's going to be loud anyway. So we're probably going to pull these back off. The good thing is that once we start getting more industrial demand, we can fill these areas around this fish farm with offices, which will help supplant and diffuse some of the additional industrial noise that goes into it. These have used self-sufficient buildings, it would override the... Oh, would it? No, actually, okay. All right. I'll take your word for it. You probably have a lot more experience using that building style overall. And nothing wrong with that. We need some more commercial. So we did a lot of... let's get rid of that. We did a lot of heavy heavy residential as well here. So let's go ahead and throw in some additional denser, easy for me to say, denser commercial assets. And we're basically trying to get this to work out here. We now need some... We've already got fire, we've got water. We'll plan out the bus routes shortly. High density residential is low income equals low income housing. Not in this game. We want some child care centers off of this main stretch, as well as maybe we don't need elder care, but we do need a hospital And we'll throw in a high capacity hospital that can service the entire region over here for Radish Ranch as well, right? That'll help grow in that area, and that makes them very, very happy. We may actually get some of the people from over there to build over here too, as we continue to grow this area out. And let's just make sure that the district, make sure the district is painted so that all those portions are in this same district. So I'm going to come out, fan out just a little bit more, because I really want this district to be a good district overall, especially as it starts to kind of lead in towards Sunset Hills, right? Overall. Or we'll figure it out, right? That's one of the fun things. Although, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm already kind of tired. I'm not sure I can go another hour. These are not, it's tough. It can be very tough doing streaming. Anybody who does streaming knows that. Alright, so now we have a fish farm. We've got the fishing harbor coming in. We've got these growing in, and I have not sped time up, so let's really quick before it goes any further. Let me grab a warehouse. We're gonna look for a medium warehouse, I think. Let's bring an industrial road maybe off of this, which should keep most residences away. Oops. Go back there, grab this. Go back to roads. We're going to a 2-lane medium industry road. And turn our grid and snap 2s back on temporarily. So this is 1 node, 2, 3, 4. That doesn't look too... That looks good. That looks good. Alright, so let's go out here and we will drag this... Oops. I need to be in straight mode. Nope, no traffic coming in yet. Now, I'm leaving these intentionally because of the little cul-de-sac that is at the end. It's a good turnaround. Allows people to drop their stuff off and get back around to it. Christy! Yeah, are you feeling any better, Christy? Hopefully you are. I'm sorry if you've been feeling badly. I hate to hear that. That's never good. So I'm wondering if the traffic should be coming in. Oh, it looks like it's all coming in from this spider transfer. Wow, look, just take a moment and really appreciate this out by Radish Ranch. This is why I still have to come back out and finish the rest of this too, with the pedestrian pathways to interlink Radish Ranch and its small little urban development that we have here for it. All right, these are all homes as well. Not really, but I am doing better now. Okay, how about you? Well, I'm sorry that you feel that badly. Trust me, this last week was not very good for me either. It's never fun like that. It sucks. All right, before we go in, let's get this light off. The light's probably worthwhile for the warehouses. All right. This might be overkill, but we need even more money from the warehousing themselves. We're going to grab one medium warehouse. And actually... grab this, and we can do that as zoned industry goods. That should be able to help with like the fishing specifically. Perhaps that's something we can utilize. Let's go ahead and move it over just a smidge here. We're going to add power in just a moment. We're going to add 2 or 3 more in, and because we still have the additional area around us for the farming, so we're going to have to still supplant and help out the farms on that portion too. So now go back in, grab the power, or grab the thing here, and not entirely sure. For right now, I'm going to leave it as zoned industry goods. And that last one was on empty, so I'm going to keep this one as balanced. The reason you want empty is so that it actually fills in, pardon me, fills in and tries to look for buyers to help you out with that. Some power and run a power line here. Another thing that I want in City Skylines 2, please give us underground power capability. Oh my goodness gracious. I would be super duper happy and ecstatic if you give us underground power capabilities. And yes, I will be getting City Skylines 2, hopefully on launch day. I'm not sure that I mean, I would pre-order at this point if I had the ability. I don't believe it is a um, ready. I don't believe it is a early access game, though. So there's some benefit there. All right. We're going to go back to the industry menu for just a moment because I know that there we go, fish factory and fish markets. Now, fish markets takes in the fresh fish from harbors and farms and sells it directly to the customers without processing it into goods, whereas a fish factory then takes that same fresh fish from harbors and farms and turns them into canned fish, which is then delivered to shops in the commercial zones. Don't pre-order anything, all right? Above ground is so 19th century. I agree. So we're gonna put in a fish market now. This is the commercial one. Notice that it has a green area, which is where the benefit of having that in comes in. But the red area, which is the smaller diameter circle near the center, is the noise portion of that. So bear in mind that these are going to be very noisy, right? Because fish markets are very, very noisy. The houses look much better now. Thank you so much, Real Crafters. We're going to add some more in as it continues to grow. But I think we can do is we could probably extend this service road, this industrial service road, over and connect the two different highways, or these two different collector roads here. I think they're more arterials at this point than anything else. I'm in straight mode. Let's go to curved. Alright, so we're going to come over here. I know we saw the intersection there. That's where the break point is, and that way I can come over here. How does that look? I don't think that looks bad. That gives these two roads a connection point, and then gives plenty of space for trucks or what have you to turn around here without dismaying anybody. That means they can head down if they need to, down into the community, or up towards the highway to interconnect accordingly out for imports and exports expressly. So we have those options there. Let's go back here and grab the fish market. I want it maybe forward facing. It's awfully far away. And that only services maybe this way. So that cuts off. You know what? I think that's probably a better option. Let's do that. That puts the fish market here. Oh, I don't like all that. What the heck happened here? Oh, goodness. Oh, I see. It's just that gradient is so... Where's the topography? Where is it? There we go, terrain height. Oh, yeah, okay. It drops significantly down here. I probably shouldn't have messed with that earlier. Alright, Christy said that's good. Real Crafter says you have to also turn off the wall-to-wall commercial buildings, because if you do, that will get nice old town shops. Copy. Thank you so much. Let's go into here. Go there. So I do it the right one. It'd be great, right? That'd be phenomenal. Do you mind if we do... Oh, well, I'm going to think we'll probably just do the organic and local produce. Is that acceptable, Real Crafters? Is organic and local produce something that you'd be interested in your area? Do not stare at Happy Fun Ball. I can smell you. Thanks, Morgan Freeman. Get away from me. You want to go get high? Stop it, Morgan Freeman. No, it's quite fun. And that concludes my horrible impression. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. Yeah, you're right. Now those are very house. Very, very, very Sternberger. Wow, look at what. Yeah, organic and local is great because it could boom the fisherman's market. Yeah, I was hoping. Okay, good. Great minds think alike. Let's go ahead and throw that in. And I'm leaving IT. I'm sorry, it's gonna be jarring, for the office, but man, that revenue, it's really hard to say no to that revenue. I don't know. I haven't put any offices in yet, so have not zoned anything office. But I also am going to turn off the dynamic weather for a bit so we can get some cleaner views on this. Sin, do you remember a young Morgan Freeman? He's been old for all of my life. Yes, ironically, I do. I do remember a younger Morgan Freeman. And I highly recommend an older movie called Stand By Me. I believe it was. Yeah, Stand By Me. Um, Based on a real series of events that actually did happen. And that oh my goodness, I don't like that at all. We're gonna change where that fish market. Look at this. See, these are one of the things that console has to deal with, unfortunately. And I probably should have leveled the ground out. I should have been more mindful about the terrain topography before putting this in. But Morgan Freeman was born that old, as my dad would say. Probably went to the Clint Eastwood School of Aging. I think that might actually be good. And if you've seen the movie Unforgiven, then it's like the Doublemint twins, only not. Right? 2 hours 24 minutes in. We've almost been 2.5 hours in. Thank you to everybody who's been along for the ride thus far. Hopefully it has been enjoyable, entertaining. No, Lean on Me. Sorry, Lean on Me. Lean on Me is the movie I was thinking about, not Stand By Me. My apologies. Lean on Me. Thank you for calling me out on that. Appreciate that. Good call. Good call. All right. So they want more commercial. I said I would leave those alone. Leave those alone. We'll throw that in. I guess that works. We can put the commercial over here as well. So get some other commercial in. So real crap. Oh, you know what? I just realized I had your name misspelled in here. I apologize sincerely. Wow, nobody called me out on that. Nobody said that. Let's do that again, right? Yeah, there is an L in there. I apologize, Real Crafters. Oh, and it has a capital C. Let's try that one more time. Sin, you can do this. I believe in you. Crackhead. I called myself a crackhead. You're right. And I still can't even spell. Holy cow. One in... Yep. Yeah, I just wasted 30 minutes of your time doing that. Still, Morgan was already old in the 1980s. You're right, Driving Miss Daisy. But I think that was 1990. Yeah. Latest movie I watched was Logan. Haven't cared for anything since. Logan was a phenomenal movie, though. I mean, Logan was good even if you are not a comic book fan. And for somebody who... I used to be very much of a comic book purist. In fact, I ran a Marvel Superheroes, which I still own, tabletop role-playing campaign for multiple different types of people coming in, coming, going out for over a decade. And so I like Marvel comics. I like DC as well, but I really like Marvel. Always been my preference over DC. I like both. Both have their place. But okay, let's sit here and watch as this zone develops, and we can just chat, sit and contemplate. Hopefully the water sounds nice and made a district for me. You're absolutely welcome, Real Crafters. We were gonna make the harbor anyway. It was beneficial that you showed up and you asked about the European, and it kind of aligned with what I felt like I wanted the harbor area to kind of look like. Right? I like the European look. We have other portions of the city that are already slightly European influenced. Um, and I think it fits better here, perhaps. And we can do a lot more detailing. Maybe I should put some smaller videos up in lieu before Rio Boreal or whatever the next city is going to be returns. Maybe I should be putting in some smaller videos up on the channel, just doing smaller detail bits. Now, remember we said we did take away the uh, um, self the there you go, self-sufficient buildings. Even though I did that, for some reason we still have these um, buildings that I love. This, by the way, I would love to see as an American. As an American, I would absolutely love to see more styles of building like this. I want to see growth of just natural grass, turf, flower gardens. I want to see that stuff on top of businesses accessible to the public or even to patrons, or on top of houses that are accessible for people to build their own gardens above. And they can be covered or whatever the case may be. Earth houses are partially really good for things like that. This helps with cooling overall. It gives more cleaner air in the long run, helps combat against carbons, and obviously carbon taxing on top of that would help to be more ecological or sustaining overall. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I love something like this. As a matter of fact, I think that this needs to be made. Oh, it's doing it again. I'm gonna have to figure that out. But listen, we've been doing this for 2.5 hours now, guys. I am starting to get tired and hungry and starting to lose a little bit of, well, I do need to hit my nip, but losing a little bit of focus. And I think that we have made some pretty decent headway today. And looking back, we did talk and discuss quite a bit of stuff. And I'm going to go over chat here in a little bit. But in fact, let's just do this. We added on a little bit more to Radish Ranch, or moved some stuff around to see if we can organize it. We have to go back and look at the campus next week. And I hope you guys will join me for episode 20 of Caturday Chill Stream, which is next Saturday at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, U.S. I do know I have a lot of other viewers all over the planet. For example, the Excellent is in Latvia, I believe, if I remember correctly. Real Crafters, you sound like you're out in Germany or very close to it, Austria perhaps. And if I'm wrong, I apologize sincerely. That traffic is not good right there. Oof. So we did a bunch of stuff and had a good tour. Maybe a couple of history lessons. Looked at some places that still need to be touched up on. Discussed the ability for maybe some shorter videos, which are detailing videos to make the city look really good. But thus far, I feel like so far it is been going. I wasn't trying to call you out, Excellent. I'm sorry if that was wrong or disrespectful on my behalf. I wasn't intended as such. Just to point out that I do have fans and have had fans throughout the tenure of my channel from all over the planet, and I'm cognizant of that. I acknowledge that. It's important. We are 38,000 people in, what is it, 2040? So not too shabby there. And so far, the Real Crafters Harbor area is starting to look up nice. But let me take a step back here. We were discussing Morgan Freeman in chat before that, and then we just started discussing Logan. Still want to see a old man Logan movie eventually, although I think Logan kind of was that. Um, but as much as I love Hugh Jackman, he's too tall for Wolverine. And if they're going to kick off Wolverine or add in the X-Men into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, whatever that future is going to look like, um, I really hope that they pick a better actor who is closer in height to what Wolverine is, 5'2", and he weighs almost 400 pounds. Now, granted, it's because of all the metal. He is bulky and just super beefy strong. Um, Due to that, I mean, he is stupid strong. Oh my goodness, excuse me, hiccups. Wolverine is stupid strong because he has to carry around all that adamantium laced to his bones. I mean, could you imagine not being able to lift up your arm because it weighs, 75 pounds, so to speak, compared to what it weighs now, which is maybe just a pound or two? Logan is kind of supposed to be the end for Wolverine, but technically, he should regenerate over time. I only liked Wolverine because he was a Canadian superhero. Joe Self, you're Canadian? Ah, got it. Yep, he was. Len Wein, Wine, excuse me, is the one who helped craft, and because he's Canadian, he wanted to make Wolverine Canadian. Wolverine's first Marvel Comics, and I'm not looking this up in front of me, by the way. I can just tell you off the top of my head. It's Incredible Hulk number 180. He was a cameo in, and then 181 he was actually there in a fight against the Incredible Hulk. It was more of a standoff because neither one of them they weren't gonna kill or try to kill Wolverine, which they couldn't. But and then those two have tussled so many times since. Let's see here exactly. Then if Deadpool is formulated from the same serum, then Wolverine should be able to be almost ageless too. Well, Wolverine has been around. Well, they've retconned Wolverine's history multiple times to the point where I'm not even sure that even the retcons that they provided to us, especially after all of the Weapon X saga, and we can go into way more discussions there because Sin knows a lot about a bunch of different pop culture references and nerdy turbo nerd. I just learned that today, although that's apparently been a thing for a while. Sin is a hardcore turbo nerd. Tabletop role-playing gamer, knows too much about a bunch of different stuff, but not enough to be an expert in any way, shape, or form. And I will gladly tell you 100% I'm not. But yeah, if Deadpool is formulated from the same serum, they've said several times, but it is partially a super serum that Nick Fury, which was a proto serum before the Captain Rogers Erskine modified formula went into play. The Infinity Serum is what kind of gave Deadpool its portion, but it's also the Department H or some entity in Department H gathered some of Wolverine's blood because once he was Weapon X or 10, his blood was then formulated to try to get a lot of other people to have a healing factor of some stature. Ironically, even though Deadpool is not classified as a mutant in the full-on sense, he was always a mutant, and apparently nobody knows for certain if it's canon. But apparently he already had a mutant healing factor, and then it got boosted by having Wolverine's healing factor, making it even bigger. Plus, you have to understand that whereas Wolverine looks pretty normal all the time, Deadpool is fighting off constant cancer, skin cancer, I believe melanoma, horrible like stage 4 melanoma, constantly. That and the burns and everything else. So it's going his healing factor has been boosted to Shift X level. Let's see here. City Skylines just hits different if you consume some green herb, if you know what I mean. By the way, you're right. I am from Austria. I'm from the city of Graz. No, nothing wrong with using me as an example. I'm happy you remember which country I am in. I try to pay attention to my fans, my friends. That stuff is important. If it's important to you, it's important to me. You can look at all pictures of the town. It looks very similar to the buildings of the harbor. Hugh Jackman was the right cast for Wolverine, says Excellent. Even though he was already too tall, I don't know any other actor who would have been able to pull off that role as well as he did. Absolutely, I agree with you there. According to the current X-Men universe, the Wolverine participated in the last American Civil War. Correct? Yeah. and only got the adamantium skeleton in the 1960s. Correct. Chaotic Serenity. We are Hail Hydra. A Chaotic Serenity, thank you so much for stopping by. We were getting ready to actually wrap up shop here. We're just doing the kind of tours, looking over here. We still have to add in a bus terminal, a smaller bus terminal over in the new harbor area to connect to the bus terminal that was up there on screen. We're talking about a bunch of different turbo nerdy stuff accordingly. Seems to be like Marvel Cinematic Universe, X-Men, etc. is the current bit here. Let me go ahead and close the poll, which I don't know why I left open, but I figured it was kind of funny. So let me go ahead and end that poll. And the winners of that poll were... Yes, 46%, which we already did. Hail Hydra City was 38%. Do not stare at Happy Fun Ball was 15%, and no was 0. Deadpool also killed the whole MCU. Well, no, the whole Marvel universe in the forums. I'm not sure about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. 13 votes. Thank you guys for stopping by today. 10 concurrent viewers, 10 likes. If you have not already been entertained, are you not entertained? Excuse me. Then please don't forget to hit that like button. If you found any tips or tricks that you've received in this video or any of my videos, then please also hit the like button. And if you have nothing else to say in the chat or in the video after the fact, please just leave an emoji or something, some kind of engagement. It lets me know that you have paid attention, you like what you've seen, and maybe you'll be coming back next Saturday for the next one. Travelers, thank you so much for your time and effort and for the patience that you have. I love you all and hope to see you next Saturday. Don't forget to be awesome. Take care of everyone. 07.